So, till now, are you clear in these topics you have in your
No,
mind?
no question. Everything's clear. Thank you very much.
Okay. So, we'll have to talk about business success and what are the challenges when we are talking about business success. For example, when we start just a new business and we are just new in the industry, what can be the challenges for us even we are not new and we just have started from past few years, so there may
Yeah,
be.
that's easy.
Okay, so
Yeah.
these.
So could I maybe mention one? Yeah.
Sorry, what you have said?
I wanted yeah, I wanted to mention a challenge the business faces to
Okay,
succeed.
okay, you
Uh,
can add.
yeah, so one of them is like as it says in the first market competition. So before you come in, there's if it's not a niche market, like a small where you're the only one of the unique businesses out there, then you've already got competition out there, and it is sometimes tough to beat your competition as they're already famous, well known in your business.
Okay, just
Um,
give me any example for novel idea of business. You can start that.
what do you mean novel idea?
Novel mean new. As you have
Oh,
said that
oh
there
man,
were
that's a
there is.
tough one.
Okay, just
Let's
think
say
about.
let's say like I don't know a new idea of a business. I'll maybe let's say that everything's taken as of now. I can't remember. I don't know anything to be honest.
Okay,
But
listen. When we are
yeah,
talking about business, there are so many technologies and there are so many like strategies people have adopted, and in every industry we have used so many advanced technologies. So there is a big competition. We just need to see that how we can overcome these challenges. Okay, so this is a challenge. Workforce management, of course, we just need to see that too, and technological advancements. Okay, if other like our competitors are using different kind of advanced technologies and we are not using these technologies, this can be a challenge. Okay, like the countries who are not like who are just doing progress and not progressed countries, so they are not able to use different technologies. So if they are using, they are just partially adopting some kind of technologies and they are not fully using it. So it also a challenge. We have nowadays, like we are talking about artificial intelligence. We even have so many new technologies nowadays, advanced technologies, and we are not able to use all of those technologies. So this is also a challenge. Like we have research in different topics and we have made so many advanced technologies and we have so many machinery, and there are few countries they are using these technologies and taking benefits from that, but still there are few like cities and countries they are not able to use. Okay, as they are costly and as if there is any kind of financial issues, not every industry can use. Okay, so that's also a challenge. Changing customer expectations. For example, already we have talked about different products, like we have talked about before. Customers, there is a big challenge when we are talking about to meet the customer requirements. Okay, to meet the needs of our customer. So if with the passage of time our customer have different demands of products, like different technologies and different things he want, so we have to fulfill his or her expectations. Okay, So that can be a challenge. Economic conditions. Okay, so this is also a challenge because not every industry, not every business, and not everyone have financial like stability. They have sometimes these issues too in different countries. Okay, so who are not developed yet, who are not like who are just developing countries nowadays, they also face economic conditions. Okay, these are few challenges in our business success. So we just need to meet all of these, like we just need to avoid these challenges. Of course, we can't avoid these challenges, but we have to like plan things according to these challenges, and we have to try to mitigate these problems and these issues. Okay, so there is another concept related legislation and industry standards. So when we are talking about government and when we have previously talked about different laws and legal constraints here like compliance issues. So what are these? These are basically legislation. Legislation means that, like for example, in some countries there is a limit of working hours for 8 hours. Okay, they have just decided that if a person is going to work, he or she just need to work for 8 hours. Okay, not more than that. It means that this is a law, this is a rule, and we have to follow that. So there may be other constraints like environmental regulations, that is waste management. So in many industries, when we are talking about build new products and working on new technologies, so there is different kind of issues we have to face that which also affect environment. Okay, so our standards, our like international standards, and our government and our like law define different kind of rules and define different laws for environment. So we also have to fulfill those requirements as well. Customer protection laws. Okay, so we have to fulfill all of these laws if we want to like develop any kind of product and any service we just want to give. Okay, there may be industry standards which are quality standards and safety standards like ISO, like International Standard Organization, have defined some kind of quality standards. And when we are talking about industries, and industries have to follow those standards. Okay, safety standards. So here are some safety standards mentioned here. So we also need to compliance these standards. So previously we just have talked about change. So let's see what is the change and what are the types of change. So there is two types of change. First of all, we may face planned change. Okay, so there could be unplanned change. For example, when we have started the project and we are just working on our project, and then suddenly any of the customers and any of the people who just want to make a product in like with different demands. Okay, so this will be the unplanned change. Okay, strategic initiatives and expansion and restructuring, these are the planned change. For example, when we are talking about the products and we already have talked about research and development department like R&D department. So basically we just have developed any kind of product and we just need some expansions, and we are just restructuring our product because we just want to like update that product. It means that this is a change which is already planned. For example, when you install any kind of softwares, any different applications on your phones, they provide different updates. Okay, and with the passage of time we need to update our different applications and different softwares. For example, uh, you have WhatsApp, and after a few days or after maybe few months you get some updates, and on Play Store you have to update those like things. Okay, this means that the product has changed according to a plan. We just want to minimize and we just optimize our different products, and we just optimize, maybe we are just enhancing the security features in different like applications and softwares. So this is a planned change. And when we are talking about unplanned change, for example, a response to external forces, like there is economic downturn and suddenly technology shift. For example, in 2020 there was a lockdown situation, so everything was working properly, and when there was lockdown and when there was corona situation, so we have to change every technology, like we were just shift on remote work. Okay, and we just change our educational system, we just change our businesses to online. Okay, so this was basically unplanned change. Like sudden there was a corona situation and there was the things we have to change and we have to shift our technologies. So this was an example for unplanned change. If there is any kind of change, planned or maybe unplanned, we just have to work for that change. Okay, and we have to develop a product to meet the requirements of our users. Okay, so what is the process of change management? For example, if we have built a product and there need to change that and we just want to modify that, what kind of steps required in this process? Okay, so let's see quickly. Assesses need for change. Okay, first of all we have to see that what are the needs to change that product. Okay, like why we are going to change that product. For example, as previously I have told you, with the passage of time we have update our like softwares, our applications, our websites to optimize. Maybe we just reduce the memory. Okay, and maybe we just enhance the security features. So before going to change the things, we just need that to specify that which kind of like things we need to change. Okay, so what are the requirements to change the product? Okay, so first of all we just need to assess that, we just need to identify which kind of change is required. Okay, secondly we, after that, when like we have identified that which kind of change is required, after that we need to plan that change and in which way we are going to implement that change, and then we will monitor that change. Like monitor means you will just see that how this process is going to happen. Okay, after that communication, communicate consistently with stakeholders. Oh, that's important point in this like topic, which is related to our assignment, of course. In LO1, there was a point. We just need to see that point. Explain why a solution should meet the needs of project stakeholders. Okay, so in that point, you just need to identify that. Like why we are talking about stakeholders and why we just need to like communicate with our stakeholders, because if there is any kind of change is required from the customers and the users and different people, So we just need to communicate with our stakeholders that which kind of product they are expecting. Okay, in future, which kind of product they are demanding for, so that we can do the changing according to their requirements. Okay, that's the basically reason behind the communication with our stakeholders. because because at the end of the day we just sell the products to our customers. If they are not satisfied by our customers, and if we just not work according to our stakeholders, so there will be no profit at all. So we are working for profit, and we just want to make a value of our brand or our business. So we just need to satisfy our customers. That's why we just need to communicate our stakeholders. So let's see, communicating the need for change to stakeholders. Like it's the same we have already take talk about here. Communicate consistently stakeholders. Why we are communicating with our stakeholders? Because we just need to make a product according to the requirements and according to the expectations and according to the demand of our stakeholders. That's why we need to communicate with them. Like what are the strategies for communication? Clear transparent messaging. Okay, like if we are asking them which kind of product they are demanding, the their like demand and their requirement should be clear and transparent. Involvement in the decision making process. For example, when we want to take decision like in some important matter, so we just involve our stakeholders in that process too. Okay, because at the end we have to build a product for them. So that's why we just need to involve them in our decision making process. Addressing stakeholders concerns and questions. Okay, like before we are talking about the feedback of the customers, so of course we just need to address their needs and their concerns and their questions and their like demands for a specific product. Okay, channels for communication. For example, we are talking about feedback, so how can you take feedback from them? Like nowadays there is a trend of online businesses, so you can take the feedback in the form of reviews. Okay, it may be on your website, on your application, or maybe on like contact information you have provide them. They can text you or maybe they can email you. So you can also organize meetings for communication, and also there may be QA sessions. Okay, so you can also send letters to them for communication. So there may be so many sources for communication you can use. So there is a need to stay engaged with our stakeholders before change, during change, and after change. Why we are involving them before change and during change and after change? Because before change we just need to identify that which kind of thing they are expecting. Okay, if they have different demands, if they have different expectations, then we will perform any kind of changings, and we will change our plan or strategy. Okay, so before change, conduct a stakeholder analysis. We will talk to our stakeholders and we will conduct analysis to see that either they are satisfied or not, or if we need to modify that product, which kind of requirements they have, and align expectations and clarify goals. Okay, we just need to see that what are they expecting from us at the end of the day. Okay, during change, maintain communication. Why? Because we just need their feedback, and if they are like satisfy from the change, and which kind of product we are offering them, and which kind of functionalities we are going to add in our softwares or maybe in other products. So if they are satisfied from that, then it will be a beneficial thing. So during change also we need to involve our stakeholders, and after change of course we need to evaluate that either stakeholders are satisfied or not. Okay, and reinforce positive impacts and provide support as needed. Of course we just take their feedbacks, and according to their feedbacks we work. So let's see what we have studied today. So we just see that how stakeholders influence any business. Like there are internal and some external stakeholders who shape our decisions and business process, who influence basically decision making and business processes. So there will be some success factors. Overcoming challenges and aligning stakeholders' interests are crucial for success. Of course, if we want successful business, we just need to align with our stakeholders, and we just need to meet their needs. Okay, legislation and standards. Of course, when we are talking about business and we are talking about different kind of products we are going to develop, even if we are talking about software, we just need to compliance the legal security and market credibility. Okay, so in softwares, there are different standards for security, and there are different rules for security. We have to follow those rules. Okay, so there is another point, effective change management. For example, if you are working on a product and there may be any kind of sudden changes or maybe unplanned changes, and maybe any kind of plan changes you want to do. So it's also involved in business processes, and how you can do that we have seen in this lecture. Continuous engagement, like we have talked about management stakeholders and their involvement before, during, and after change to ensure the long term success. Okay, that's all for today. So let's have a quick conclusion of today's lecture. What you have learned today?
I learned a lot about stakeholders.
Okay, what you
Yeah.
have learned about stakeholders?
Um, Similar to business studies, that stakeholders, they, let's say indirectly whatnot, like they run your business. Okay. They're the ones that are helping you improve it. Yes, all around, giving, they indirectly give advice. Um, and also, if I'm not correct, it was about the government, laws, and stuff like that.
About understanding the stakeholders
Yes,
and whatever the challenges we will face in a business
yes,
circle. And as Talha told us about stakeholders.
yes,
Yeah. And we did about the different times, like the way that we can change something in the business smoothly, in an easier
yes,
way without having any confusion or any problems. Yes.
yes,
And also, as Munib said about the challenges, yeah, that we face, and how we can get the competitive advantage. And then we need to also we also understood the roles of the government, and
yes,
how we can we'll go with the law, the stakeholders, and the legislation. Yeah, and yeah,
yes.
that's, I think so. That's
Enough. Okay.
summarized. Yeah.
Okay. So now are you able to put these points in your assignment? Like when you are choosing any
100%.
kind of problem and you are suggesting any kind of solution for that problem, you will define the scope of that problem and then you will identify the stakeholders in that business. Okay. Like which
Yeah.
kind of people are going to influence by this solution. Okay, so after that you just need to add few points related why we need to add, communicate with our stakeholders and why we just need to fulfill their requirements. So you have seen in this lecture all these points. Now I think so you are able to add all of these points in your assignment.
Yes.
Okay, that's all
Yeah,
for
100%.
today. So see you in next lecture.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. Bye.